Hey, morning, folks. Welcome to another Stand Together. Hi, jump on, say hi. Hope you're well. Good morning. Welcome to Stand Together. Hope you guys are doing super well. Jump on, say hi. Hi, Laura. Haven't seen you in 30 seconds. And welcome, by the way. Welcome. How are you? Jump on, say hi. Welcome to Stand Together. If you're watching the replay, where the fuck were you? You should have been here live. If you're watching it live, good on you. Hi, who's on? Who is on? Mariana's on. Amanda's on. Can't wait to chat to you. Peter, my favorite IT guy. Chris, good to see you. Jump on. Give me a good morning. How are you all? Welcome to a Friday. G'day. How you all doing? Welcome. How are you? Jump on. Critical lesson today. Hey, Pina. Good to see you. Hey, Mel. Hey, Mia. Good to see you, mate. Hey, buddy. Hey, good morning. Hey, say good morning. Jump on, say hi, say good morning. Welcome to Stand Together. I think we're at day number 22. I've actually lost count, but good morning. Welcome. Hey, Trent, good to see you, buddy. Don't play like that. Talking about football and whatnot. Good morning, Murray Chris. Hey, Jalita. Hey, welcome. Hey, listen, welcome to another Stand Together. And I'm excited to be hanging out with you guys today, sharing with you another lesson. Hey, another lesson. So today, I was talking about this yesterday, and it got me thinking that I wanted to really nail this with everybody today. And just, it could be a reminder, it could be a, first time hearing this. But what I wanted to talk about today is, I wanted to talk about one of the key things that I've been doing over COVID in all of my businesses, and it's been the idea of pivoting and innovating. But what I wanted to say to you is, when most people hear about this, they actually don't know, they don't really know the difference. They kind of think it's the same thing. So I want to break it up apart for you and kind of give you the breakdown of what I mean by pivots and innovations. And let's see if you can start to do a little bit more in your business right now, whether you're in lockdown, whether you're not. This is not about just a lockdown strategy, because some of you are in lockdowns, some of you are not. But pivots and innovations. So if in your business, if you innovate something, it means that you're finding a way to deliver what you do differently, right? Deliver what you do differently. So take whatever you do and say, how can I deliver that thing differently? So if you sell in a retail store, but you also now do FaceTime consultations, you say, hey, look at the shirt, here it is this your size? We'll send it to you. Do you want to buy it? Yes or no? All that kind of stuff. That could be an innovation, because you're just delivering what you do in a different way. A lot of the top restaurants out there right now, there's a company called Providor, which are working with a lot of high-end restaurants, and what they do is they are sending to your home ready to assemble, not cooked, but ready to assemble meals where you get to cook it yourself. You get to put it together yourself, cook it, and start to create your own meals at home. And they work with the top restaurants, right? So the top restaurants, like here, there's, the Chin Chin and a whole bunch of restaurants here in Melbourne, they wouldn't normally, don't do takeaway and things like that, but they're doing this system where you can prepare the meals at home, cook it up with your partner, with yourself, and eat the meals that they sell for you at the restaurant. Now, I did this with my wife, and a couple of weekends ago, we did this for a bunch of the lunch and dinners, and we had some fun time doing it. But that is an innovation. You're with me? That's an innovation, right? A pivot, on the other hand, is where you take what you do, right? What's in your wheelhouse is what I like to say. So let's say you're a restaurant again. A pivot could be you start to do online cooking classes where you meet with people online. You say, hey, I want you to go buy these 5 things. I'm going to show you how to make, if you're an Asian restaurant, the most simple and delicious fried rice that there is. And you're going to make it from home live with me. It's going to cost you X amount of dollars, or you send them the ingredients to their home and you make it with them there live. That could be a pivot, because what it means is that they're essentially not, they're essentially getting from you what you're good at, right? So you're good at cooking or whatever it may be, but you're doing it in a different way. You're pivoting in that same market because they're a restaurant. They're used to dealing with you and they're dealing with food. Whereas if you call them and say, hey, listen, we're doing a pivot now here at our restaurant. We're going to now offer massage services. We've taken on a myotherapist. you're like, what the fuck? Why am I getting a myotherapist from my local Cantonese restaurant, right? Or my local Italian restaurant. So that is not a pivot because it's not in your wheelhouse of what you do. Make sense? So this isn't just about pivoting and innovating in COVID, although you had to do that to be able to survive. This is about when you have any business, you need to learn the process of being able to pivot and innovate as you go and finding ways to be able to grow and be successful as you go. So I'll give you a big example. I'll give you a massive example. So one of my investments, which I know you've all heard of, is called SpaceX. You probably can't see that, but it's there. It's called SpaceX. Let me tell you something that Elon did really, really, really well when we first started. We started in, obviously, rockets, launching rockets to space. Goal is to get people on Mars. Won some contracts with NASA to be able to take astronauts to the International Space Station. Yay, we're the first to do it. And then, obviously, we want to take astronauts to the moon. Makes sense. Here's some pivots and some innovations. We launched Starlink, which is owned by SpaceX. That's a constellation internet service that we're launching right around the world. We launched that off the back of the rockets because we're already going to space with the rockets. We added those into the payload and we launched all of the different satellites around the world to be able to do a second business around satellites and internet because we leveraged off the first business. The other thing that SpaceX do really well is we do about $2.5 billion a year in revenue purely from payload. So when you're going up to space, we say, hey, anyone else want to send anything to space? You can actually go to the website and get a quote to send something to space, right? So, for example, Facebook pays SpaceX to go and launch their own satellite into space, or somebody else might say, hey, we want to launch whatever into space. So while you're there, open up the chute and push something out, and here you go. Here's $10 million to do it. So that's innovating. Right? The pivoting is a Starlight constellation with Starlink. The innovation is saying, well, let's make money on the way up with the rocket by sending other things up and charging a payload, which is something that no one had really done to the extent of what SpaceX did. Now, that's a huge example for you. I get that. But you've got to think about the small examples. I gave you the restaurant, for example, as well. So here's the question for you. Are you obsessed with innovations and pivots? And are you finding ways to grow your business through innovations and pivots? Whether you're in lockdown right now, whether you're not, it doesn't matter. But if you can use this to your advantage, it's a great way to start growing by doing pivots and innovations in your business. And I don't think we do this enough. I think that we get so used to the square dance in our business, right, that we forget that there's a whole bunch of other dance moves you can put out there, right? There's a whole bunch. You don't have to do the square dance, right? There's other things you can do. You can do some break dancing, right? You can do a whole bunch of cool stuff, right? So my point is that you've got to start thinking about outside. That even though you're good at the dance that you do, you're good at the thing that you do, you've got to start thinking of innovations and pivots as you go. But here's the deal. You got to listen to me when I tell you this. The innovation needs to deliver something that people really want and they go, wow, I love that you're doing that. The pivot needs to be something in your wheelhouse, again, that people really want. Does that make sense? It's going to be in your wheelhouse again that people really want. If it's not, you're creating something brand new, which means you're going to have to, like if you're going to go do, I said massage for restaurants, that's a brand new business. It's a brand new brand. It's a brand new concept. It's a brand new business. That's not a pivot. It's a brand new business, which you might want to do, but it's not the conversation we're having today. Today we're talking about pivots and innovations. So here's the question. Have you pivoted? Have you innovated? Could you pivot more? Could you innovate more? Are there new ways? What would happen if you spent just 90 minutes once a week away from your office? That could be just away from your house because that's your office right now. Go sit in your car, right? To get away from everybody. Lock your doors. If you have children, lock the doors. They can't get in. And you just go, I am going to think about innovations and pivots, and pull out your pad and write on your steering wheel or pull out your notes on your phone and just think about pivots and innovations. How far could you get, right, if you just think about pivots and innovations? Does that make sense? Pivots, innovations. Innovations, delivering something that you do differently. Pivots, new things, new products, new services, but it's got to be within the wheelhouse of what you do. Or else it doesn't make sense to your market. It's going to be harder to sell. Make sense? Make sense? Good. Questions? Let's go. What questions have we got? Got a VC meeting in about 7 minutes. So let's go. What questions you got? Hi. Good morning, everybody. I haven't said good morning to you yet. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, from all over the world. Great to see y'all. All right, what question you guys have got? Any questions? Fire them away below and let me know. I can answer a couple of questions in today's Stand Together. If you're watching the replay, let me know you're watching the replay too, because I want to hear what you're up to. What are you doing right now? Who likes the idea of locking themselves in the car as well, by the way? Anyone? Hey, Pete, how to fund new initiatives. So when it comes to funding, there's lots of ways. Let me give you a couple of examples. One would be friends. One would be family. So speak to friends. See if friends want to get involved in something. Speak to family so they want to get involved in something. Networks of people that are around you. I'll give you some tips around trying to pitch. If you're trying to pitch to, so VCs and angel investors, they'll look at, you're in the car, Pete. They'll look at a whole bunch of different size investments. Like I look at literally micro investments all the way to big investments right now. But like hedge funds and going to go to banks for private raises. They don't care about you unless you're doing like $50 million raises. They don't really care. So it depends on what you're trying to go for. But I would stick to friends. I'll stick to family. I'll stick to the networks that you have. They're the ones I'd begin with. And then of course there's a ton of government grants. There's a lot of opportunity to be able to raise capital right now with the government. They're throwing money at businesses right now when it comes to grants and when it comes to like COVID, stuff you don't have to repay. You've got repayment stuff and you've got stuff you don't have to repay, and then you've got grants, the general grants you can get as well to start businesses. So there's tons are available. You just got to do some research. I did some stuff the other day for some of my students, and some of you remember this, and I found you. How many grants did I find you? Did anyone count how many grants did I found you? Does anyone count them? There was like 80 grants, I reckon, from all the states. It just takes, like, most people think, there's not enough, COVID. Yes, I don't agree. I think that the government fucked up with the 70%. I think that, businesses have to have a downturn by 70%. That's a bit of a stab for it. I get it. That sucks. I don't like it. That's stupid. We like the 30% downturn more. I get it. And the JobKeeper, I get it. But there's a whole ton of grants out there. There's a whole ton. I can't remember. There was a ton. I gave them a ton. So do some research, because that took me a whole bunch of time to do some research, and my team. But you got to do some research to work out what's available to you, because there is a lot. And then per state as well for it. There's grants federally, there are grants state-based, and then municipality as well. So if you're in the city of Melbourne or the whatever, look at your local council. There's always grants there as well. So friends, family, networks, grants, that's what I'd be saying for you guys. Any other questions? Throw them. Yeah, there's been a lot, right? There was a lot. There's a lot of grants. And money has never been cheaper than ever before. I'm glad I'm helping with this topic, Jennifer. Great. Love it. Any other questions you guys got? My countdown's on 5 minutes till Aaron needs to go and do a VC deal. Big data. How do you keep your initiatives original when other companies jump onto it? So, I don't tell them. That's the first thing. I have non-competes, and I have non-disclosure agreements if I'm dealing with people where I'm sharing the idea too. All of my team have non-disclosures across all of my companies too, which means that I'm covered for that. And then once you launch a product, expect imitation, because that's going to happen. People are going to imitate you. They're going to copy you. People are going to try and copy you all the time. That's just how it works. Like, I cannot believe the amount of people that have intentionally lost all their hair in the last 12 months just to copy me. It's just unbelievable. People will just copy you all the time. So you just got to make sure that you're looking after your IP. And you've got to make sure that you when you launch something new, here's my advice if you're launching something new, is you need to do it fast and well, because others will copy you. They'll copy you. That's what they'll happen. They'll copy you. That's what will rock. That will happen. They'll do that. They'll copy you. They'll want to be exactly like you. So just gonna have to do it fast, do it well, and crush it. Simple as that. Final question. Who wants the final question? You got any final questions for me? I might have missed some because I'm only just scrolling now. Hang on. What do we got? Who's got a final question for me? So if you see anyone with a shaved head, be like, oh my gosh, can't believe they're trying to copy Aaron. He was the first. I love that. I love that. Well done. All right, so many questions in here. So many questions. Love it. I'm scrolling down to see them all, scrolling up to see them all. What do we got? All right. Oh, I like that question. How do you raise your consciousness? Yeah, I like that. Look, for me, my consciousness is, to me, consciousness is about being fully aware and present in the moment, for the moment. It's about being aware of your purpose and your power. And for me, what I do every single day is I tune into me. I give myself space to do things I need to do. I hold myself accountable. I'm consistent with my routines, and I listen to my gut. I listen to my heart, I listen to my head, I surround myself with good people I want to be around, and I make sure that I'm in a bubble that is creating this reflexive cycle of power and purpose in what I'm doing, and that helps me keep in my high level of consciousness. It also helps me stay away from negativity, Amanda, and it helps me stay in my bubble. I love my bubble of what I do, and that's what it's about for me. Is that there is enough negativity out there. There's enough negativity out there, right? And there's enough haters and doubters and disbelievers. There's enough bullshit going on. I stay out of it. I go, yep, cool, next. I'm going to go stay in my bubble with my friends, my family, my students, my clients, my team, my partners, my world. And I do that. So that for me, that's how I stay in my level of consciousness. I'm around people that are as crazy as what I am. They're around their own purpose and power of who they are. I look after me. I have my own routines, what I need to get done. And I believe in what I'm here to do, and who I am, and what my purpose is, and I do everything in my power to stay in that belief. Because if I can't believe in me and what I'm trying to achieve, then I'm not living for me and for the things that I'm trying to achieve to create stuff. All I'm doing is I'm growing as far as people will allow me to go, and I don't want to be a hedge. I don't like to be trimmed and shaped by others around me. I like to grow in the direction that I want to grow, towards where I want to go. You're around the wrong people, they get out the shears. You're around the wrong mindset, they get out the shears. And they keep you in the bubble, in the cage, and you don't want to be there. Does that make sense? That's where I'm at. That's what I do. Great question to finish on today as well, because it's critical. And that's what it's about. Hey, much love to y'all. Have an amazing day. Go ahead and share this once I close it all down. Share it on your networks. Do all that fun stuff that you do. Let's get other people joining us, because why not? Where the fuck else would you want to be at 8 o'clock? Listening to some bullshit on the news? Another press conference? Come and join me. Hang out. Let's do this. I want to continue to do this a little bit more. Why not? Hey, we're at 22 days so far. I don't know how long I'm going to do this for, maybe a couple more days, who knows? But hey, come join me. In the morning, let's hang out, let's do this. Business, life, let's do this thing. Let's live our life by design as an experience every day. Hey, much love. Go kick some butt. Have an amazing day. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. What? Tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow. We do this thing on Saturdays and Sundays as well, because we are fucking playing full out. Why not? Love you guys. Kick some ass. See you tomorrow. Bye.